and the impact on America. Tensions in the Middle East are on the rise. Reports suggest that Israel is considering taking military action against Iran in the coming days, most likely without the support of the US. This comes at a time when the US and Iran are working on a nuclear deal. US President Donald Trump has said he is losing confidence that a nuclear deal with Iran would be agreed upon. He also issued a stern warning to Iran, saying that it can't develop nuclear weapons. However, Iranian negotiators insist the uranium enrichment program is now non-negotiable. Amid the rising tensions in the Middle East, the United States has ordered a partial evacuation of non-essential personnel from the US Embassy in Iraq's Baghdad, saying it could be a dangerous place. Joining us now to discuss this is Asher Westropp, Evans of Israeli Citizen Spokesperson's Office. Asher, let me begin by asking you about the possibility of an Israeli attack on Iran at this point.
Look, as things stand right now, what we're seeing is that Israel has, through his reports, suggested that it is fully ready to launch an operation against Iran. But that does not mean that it is about to. Those two distinctions may seem semantic, but are critical, because this is part of Israel showing that as a supporter and an ally of the United States, that it is there to back up the United States at the negotiating table, although it won't physically be there in Oman this coming Sunday at the 6th round of negotiations with Iran, but that Israel is ready there to help provide the strategic support and the show of strength to indicate to the Iranian regime that this may be a very real situation. If they're not willing to come to the negotiating table rather this time, that all options are indeed on the table, including the sort of military options that I think most people would agree want to be avoided.
All right. I would also like to ask you, of course, this is going to be something that will rattle global markets. The US has started withdrawing some non-essential personnel from their embassy in Baghdad. Do you get a sense that Israel has possibly taken the US on board? Is there something that the United States knows?
I think that the US certainly works very closely with Israel, and Israel, as a key ally, works very closely alongside the US in any and all of these sort of strategic negotiations, specifically around something as large as any sort of military confrontation with Iran. I believe that the US and Israel would certainly be in close communications and understanding. And to a point that you made earlier in your preamble there, that the US is looking like they won't want to be involved. Well, there's many different ways that the US can provide support, ranging, of course, from troops on the ground to military assistance, providing access to certain weaponry, or even logistic support, as we've seen in the past, such as back in October when Iran launched those hundreds of ballistic missiles here towards Israel, and the US helped provide anti-missile defense shields to take most of those down, taking down about 99% of those missiles before they even were able to hit any targets in the country.
All right, Asher, we've run out of time, but thank you so much for joining us with that important perspective. Let's see how things go, but clearly Middle East is on the edge. With that, it's a